The daily question for today is find missing elements. It's a easy level problem. We are given with integer nums, which is consisting of unique integers. Originally, the array that we are given with has every integer within the certain range. However, some integers might have gone missing from the array. The smallest and the largest integer of the original range are still present in the given array. Return the sorted list of all the missing integers in this range. If no integers are missing, return a empty list. So what the question says is that we are given with a array, and initially all the elements were present in the array within the certain range. That is, within the smallest and the largest element, all the elements were present in the initial array. But some integers have gone missing from the array. So we are supposed to find the missing elements from the array. This is the hint actually. The smallest and the largest integers are the hint. Using this, we need to find the missing elements from the middle. And we need to sort the list of elements which are missing while we are returning the answer. And if no integers are missing, then we have to just return a empty list. So how we could solve this is that we will sort the given list of numbers, and then we'll find the smallest and largest, and then using the smallest element, by incrementing it one by one each time, we compare it with the nums array that we are given. Okay, when we increment small by each step, and within that each step, if that element is not present in the given array, then that element is missing, right? We written that in the array list. This is the basic idea of solving the question. Now let's look at the example. See, the first example, we are given with these elements. Here clearly the smallest element is 1 and the largest element is 5. In between 1 and 5, there's only one element missing, that is 3. We written it in the array list as our answer. The second example, the element 6 is the smallest element and 9 is the largest element. Between 6 and 9, there are no missing elements, which is like not present in the given array. So we written a empty array list. Then the last example, we are given with two integers, and one of them has to be a smallest or the largest. So 1 is the smallest clearly and 5 is the largest. In between there are 3 elements missing. We written them in the form of array list. Now let's code this out. Firstly, we'll need an array list to return the answer. Array list of integer type. And then let's name it as ans is equal to new array list then we will have to sort the given array in ascending order. Arrays dot sort. This is the function used to sort the array. Okay, now the array is sorted. We have our smallest element at the first position, nums of 0, and then we have our largest element, nums of nums dot length -1, the last element. Now we'll need another variable called I, which is basically the index, and then we'll need a while loop to traverse through nums. We traverse it until until small is less than large. Okay, so inside the while loop, if small is equal to nums of I, then we just do I plus plus. If it's equal, then move to the next position. If it's not equal, then you add that value that is small into the array list. Small. Why did we do this? Because small is not present in nums. Small is the value which is not present in nums. It's the missing value. So that should be added in our array list. Then finally, inside the while loop, we have to increment small, and then you need to return our ans. Let's submit the solution. Yes, this is it. So basically, this portion of the code is very important. You check if small is less than large. Until small reaches the last element, you keep on incrementing it. And that small value, you check it for each step of nums. You'll be checking, traversing through nums, you'll compare small. Small is like from the base, that is initial value. Like look at this example. Here small would be 1 in the first case, and nums would be 1. So 1 is present, is small, and the nums of 1 of 0 is 1. So both are equal. So you have to go to the next position to check if the next element is present or not. So the second small would be 2, right? 2 and index of 1 would be 2 again, because we will have a sorted list of numbers. So again it's present, so I plus plus. Then you come to 3. Small will be 3. Nums of 2 will be 4. 3 is missing over here. So in that condition, this condition becomes false, and we go to else. We add 3 into our answer, and we do small plus plus. Now small becomes 4. 4 is checked with nums of 2 again, because we didn't increment I in the last case, right? So nums of 2 becomes 4, and yeah, 4 is equal to 4, it's true, I plus plus, and then the last element is checked. That's how we got the answer. Now let's talk about the complexity. Time complexity of this program would be calculated from two things. One is we are using this statement, right? This statement will make a time complexity of big O of n log n, and then we are taking the time to find the missing values. So the missing values, like we are traversing from the small to large, right? That time is calculated from large minus small. Say the large minus small element is some r, so our overall time complexity would be big O of n log n plus r. And now moving on to the space complexity. So for space complexity, we are using one array list, and in that array list, we are storing the missing values. Now, for the count of missing values, let's take a variable yum, which includes all the missing values for one given input. So our space complexity becomes big O of yum.